Hi again, hi again. Kindergarten. So I'm in kindergarten, um, and decollage. I forget what it's called. But you have this like paper, and you soak it in something. You put it down on a sheet of paper, and they're different colors. And I thought, ooh, an ant. And so I kind of drew the outlines of an ant, a huge, big thing. And I put reds and pinks as the body, and then these greens as the grass. And I remember it was just like so relaxing. Like that's all that mattered was this picture. I'm like, and it took me, I don't know, it took me like 10, 15 minutes or something. And then I stopped and I looked at it. And, oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, I'm in kindergarten. Um, um, and then I never saw it again. And dysfunctional family, my parents never said anything about my report card or what do you want for your birthday? I know, dysfunctional family. But my dad gave me a whole bunch of stuff that he kept about me or something. And that was one of them. I'm like 32, 30. No, I was 42 years old. I went through this stuff, and that picture of the ant was there. I'm like, yeah. Okay, anyway, so 2002, I was living near, living near a community college. And like I said, I like to do art. And I actually came up with an idea for like those adult continuation classes, which are $60, and you don't have to have a degree. So I came up with an idea. I thought it was cool. So I got an appointment at the college. So I just woke up. So I went in for the interview, and I kind of said, that I like this. I brought some of my art. I said I'd like to do that, and do a class. And she said, well, that's okay. It only pays like $30 for like a week's length of classes. And I tried not to smile. I said, oh, that would be cool. And so anyway, okay, so I got it. Okay, so I got there on the day it started. I think it was Monday through Friday. Got there Monday night. Set up. Fortunately, they had these big, long wooden tables, three of them, and chairs. So I taped big pieces of paper in front of each chair, taped them down, and I put two buckets, in right next to on the right hand side of each paper. And right quickly, I decided to tape those down so the buckets didn't move either. Anyway, so I did that. And then they started coming in. There's about 10 or 12 of them. Most of them were elderly. One lady, she was like 90. A huge smile. And I looked at her like, whoa. And I'm thinking she either loves to do art or she's always wanted to learn to do art. And then I'd make her the next Georgia O'Keeffe. I'm like, oh crap. Next guy was like, oh my God, it's like he just got off of work, business suit. He looked very serious, almost angry, like his wife made him come, or I don't know. Young guy, early 20s, huge backpack on his back, but he looked very shy. He's like, I don't know, looked scared. Um, Another lady, oh, yikes, cleavage, gorgeous lady. She was wearing something like she got lost going to like a ball or a dance hall. And I was young, so I tried not to look at her. I didn't want her to know that I was trying not to look at her. Anyway, um, and there was another Spanish guy. Found out he didn't speak a word of English. And he just looked just a blank face. Um, and there was two or three other people. I forget. Anyway, so anyway, they all came and sat down. And there's in the one bucket poured crayons, Crayola, love Crayola. I took all the wrappings off. Took me a long time. All the wrappings, so it was just the crayon without the wrapping, and filled each one of the buckets, the one closest to the chair, and I filled it like three-quarters of the way with crayons, all different colors, random, each bucket. So they all sat down, and right away the 90-year-old lady was just didn't stop smiling, and she walked like she was 20 years old. She walked in, she's like, oh, she was awesome. Anyway, so most of them were like looking at the crane, looking at stuff. The CEO, he's like just staring straight ahead. Didn't even look at me. Shit. Um, the shy boy with the backpack just looking down. Um, but the 90-year-old lady, I loved her. She's like looking in the bucket. She's picking them up and looking at them. I said hi, and I said my name. My name's Cal. And I thought of this idea to teach people how to do their own art. I hope you don't mind. Thanks for coming anyway. Okay, so I said, now your chairs, on the side of the chairs is a blindfold. Can you put the blindfolds on? And and the old lady, the 90 years old, oh, what? And then the shy boy was just, put it on. And the CEO guy was like, um, anyway, okay, so we went on. So I said, now put them on. They all put them on. The CEO didn't. He just kept looking straight ahead. So anyway, so I said, okay, now what I'd like you to do is to feel the bucket with the crayons. Put your hand in. Pick one out. Pick three out. I don't care. Pick one out. Put it down on the paper and draw. Random, a picture of something, anything. And two guys said, "But we're blind. We can't see." So that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. See it in your mind and just do it. And they were like, oh, okay. The CEO, no, he not a word, just staring straight ahead. And the old woman, I wanted to marry her. She started laughing. So I said, okay, take your time. The class is, I think, an hour. So don't worry, just take your time. And I just sat there and I had the time of my life, watched everybody. And and they didn't know I was watching, so I enjoyed it, except the CEO. I tried to avoid looking at him. And again, the old woman, oh, fuck, she was having a ball. The shy boy, he was like very slow and stuff. And I could see what they were doing, but they had no clue what they were doing. So anyway, I got to make this short. So afterwards, all done. No, wait, it wasn't all done. It was like 15 minutes in. The CEO was kind of looking around at people's stuff, still blank face. And slowly he put his, I was going to cry. He put his blindfold on and he reached down. He started drawing. Like, whoa. Okay, anyway, so it took maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I just let them, and each one slowly stopped. Nobody took their blindfolds off. I, and one person reached for the other. I said, wait, don't take your blindfolds off. And I kind of said, okay, this is the idea. You were doing something and you weren't judging it while you were doing it. You just did it, without judging what. Oh, that doesn't look right. This isn't right. That's not right. So I thought of this a while ago. I thought it would be fun. I tried it myself. So anyway, so go ahead, take your blindfolds off. I can't. I'm going to tell you what happened in another video because it's too long. Oh my god! But one thing, I swear, one thing. About 2 weeks later, I was walking downtown to go to the bank, and I saw that CEO guy, and he was not wearing a suit. He was wearing, a half casual wear. I'm walking towards him. He was serious looking at his face. He saw me, and he slowly started smiling. He slowly started smiling, and he said, "Hi." I said, "Hello." I knew it was him. I thought he was going to get mad at me. And he smiled. He said, "I went to the art museum." So I loved it. My wife loved it. And I showed her how to try it, and we both do right now. Okay, I gotta go. Sorry.